The second thing is I call a baby step, an income generator baby step. So the way that you increase your income is to add value, is to help people. When you help people, you can exchange the help that you are giving for money. It's the reason why you are in this call. You know that we can help you do something or get to the place that you're trying to get to. And so it's your job to use the tools at your disposal to help people for free, right? So when I say for free, it kind of sounds opposite of making money, right? But if you can't give advice away for free, then you don't know enough about the thing that you want to charge people for, right? So when you're looking at people's social media content, the reason why they can give you things away for free is because their paid stuff is so much better. And so in your mind, obviously it is worth paying for if the free advice is so good. So think about your area of expertise and what you do in the world. And then think about how you can help people do something, how you can help them transform. If you're a writer, what can you help people do? You have a skill that a lot of people don't have. So what can you help people do through the skills and talents that you have? So I have a marketing degree. I spent 10 years doing this work around building my brand, which is why I created the Power Your Research program, because I know that I can help you get from where you are today to where you want to go in terms of increasing your visibility, authority, and income. Now, a lot of us struggle with a social media strategy. And I know Jennifer's going to talk about this. She's the expert on this. This is going to be a framework for you to implement that will really just help you get your brain around what you should be posting on social media. So it's called the 3H system. It actually comes from Google's marketing strategy. And it's hero content, hub content, HUB, that's the part in the middle, and help content. So when it comes to asking what you should post on social media, help content is going to be things that you post 2 to 3 times a week, or 2 to 3 times a day if you really want to be aggressive. So I go back and forth with this. So what value can you add? How can you help people 2 to 3 times a week in the online space? So for me, if you follow me on LinkedIn, you know that I go live like 2 or 3 times a week, like literally. Sometimes I go live 2 or 3 times in one day. And I just give you value. I just tell you things that you can implement. I give you insights around building your brand. That's help content. Really easy to create. There's not high production value. You're just telling people what you know so that they can go and implement it on their own. You're helping people. And you're helping people really without any expecting anything in return. Now, a lot of people let's take going live on a platform as an example. A lot of people, they'll go live for a week and then they'll be like, there's only one person showing up. They want thousands of people to show up the first week that they go live. But think about it like this. If you can't give value to one person going live, then you don't deserve to have 1,000 people showing up to your lives, because you haven't done the work to show that you even care about the one person that's with you from the beginning, right? So when you think about it in terms of you're truly here to help people with the talents and skills that you have, you're able to grow appropriately to reach the goals that you want to reach. Like if you went live for the first time and 1,000 people showed up, you would be completely freaked out. Trust me. So it helps when you start out, slowly building your community slowly, because by the time you turn around a year later and there's like 1,000 people engaging with your content, you're not freaked out, because it's like when people win the lottery and it's just like 70 or something % of people that win the lottery are broke within a year. It's same thing, right? Because they don't know what to do with the money because they haven't built up the skills and tools to manage the money. Hub content is content that you post that is consistent, that people expect when they come to your platform. Okay, so let's say a finance podcast that you follow, they might have something called Market Mondays. Every Monday, you can expect that they're going to put out a video for an hour about the stock market. Okay, for a while on my Instagram, I was doing live coaching calls. So I could say live coaching calls Fridays. Every Friday, I do a free live coaching call for a writer. It's stuff that your audience comes to expect. And this is super important because it builds trust with your audience. They know that they can trust that you're going to show up consistently for them. They don't feel like this is just a hobby for you. For example, every Friday, my son, he's 5, they have chocolate milk. Okay. He loves Fridays at school because he knows he's going to get chocolate milk. If they don't have chocolate milk on Fridays, he's very disappointed. This is literally how the people that follow you feel. If you say you're going to do a live coaching call every Friday at 2 p.m. and then 2 weeks you're not around, they are disappointed. Think about your favorite podcast. I know one of my favorite podcasts, I'm a true crime junkie. They put out new episodes every Wednesday. I'm very disappointed during the holidays when they take a couple of weeks off, right? Because I rely on that new episode every Wednesday. And so hub content is the content that people can expect consistently, week after week. Hub content are going to be things that you can post 2 to 3 times a month. So, I don't know, you do a live coaching call once a week, or maybe you say, I'm going to do it once a month, whatever frequency you want, try to get it around 2 to 3 times a month. And then hero content is going to be high production value. It's going to be something that you maybe spend money on for a videographer and an audio person. This is when you do new product launches or a new campaign. You're trying to get the word out about something. So this you might spend a little bit of money on, but it's the reason why you only do it 2 to 3 times a year. So for example, I had a book that was in a new retail outlet here in Philadelphia, and I recorded 2 sort of like commercials for this new product placement. And I paid a videographer and an editor and put it out there. So this is high level around how you can think about a social media strategy. And Jennifer's going to dig into that too as well. You see networking here on this slide. The note that I want to make about that is to think about this same methodology in terms of giving value. So think about networking events. Most people go to networking events and they just talk about themselves, right? You meet somebody and you just talk about yourself. But talking about yourself doesn't allow you to get information about other people. So you met somebody, you talked about yourself for 15 minutes. You walk away from that exchange, you don't even know what the other person does, if they have anything interesting, if you can collab with them, because you spent 15 minutes talking about yourself. So this is the same method that I use when I'm trying to like, I don't know, let me give you an example. I write graphic novels for DMC from Run DMC. He actually has a graphic novel line. Okay, the way that I was able to write for him is I literally sent him an email and said, hey, I love what you're doing. I'm a comic book writer. I want to help you tell these stories. I literally said this in the email. I want to help you tell these stories. Here's some examples of my work. Here's my mission. Now, if I had just emailed him like 100 people do to me on Instagram, if I had just emailed him and said, hey, DMC, I'm a comic book writer. I've been on ABC, NPR, BBC, and here are my scripts, he would have ignored the email. But instead, I started out with saying, hey, I want to help you bring this vision to life. I want to help you tell these stories. So you can literally use that language when you're trying to network with people. How can you add value to these people? One of the things that I want to increase in 2023 is like having more one-on-one conversations with like millionaires and multimillionaires. But no millionaire and multimillionaire is just going to talk to me for craps and giggles. I don't want to curse. I have to offer them value, right? And so I write books for multimillionaires. So I would say, hey, I'm really interested in telling your story. I've written books for these CEOs, these influencers, right? That's how you network, helping people. It all comes back down to helping people and adding value.